Hey everybody, it's Mike from the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Looking at a professional website without breaking your budget, Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention Mike Wagner Show, get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, time to give official shout out to our official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Mia Molson-Zia. If you love fast-paced mysteries, you'll love Missing by Mia Molson-Zia, available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing is fast-paced and intriguing with an unforgettable twist. Takes place in 4 countries, 2 strangers, 1 target, where truth is an illusion and those you love will be the first go missing. It's available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing by Mia Molson-Zia has gotten great reviews and even loved and enjoyed by Howard celebrities, including Joanna Cassidy, Forbes Riley, and Manelis. So grab your copy today for Goes Missing by Mia Molson-Zia. Available on Amazon. Also, check out the Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com on over 40 podcast platforms heard in over 100 countries, including Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also, Anchor FM, iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, Audible, Apple Music, and also heard on HamiltonRadio.net, Diamonds FM, Oldies Radio, and a few networks coming soon. Take the Mike Wagner Show on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Don't forget to follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. And for great gift ideas, go to Amazon.com and check out the Mike Wagner Show podcast. T-shirts, pop sockets, throw pillows, tote bags, hoodies, baseball gear, and more. Makes great gift 24/7. Make sure you go to Amazon.com and check out the Mike Wagner Show podcast. And for more great gift ideas, go to Amazon.com/Mia Molson-Zia for great books like Missing, Once, and Wrinkles. Also cool merchandise like T-shirts, pop sockets, hoodies, phone cases, and more. Amazon.com/Mia Molson-Zia. Check it out today. I'll support the Mike Wagner Show on Anchor FM, PayPal, themikewagnershow.com. You can buy me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com at the Mike Wagner Show. Make sure you do so today. We're here with a terrific gentleman who's backed by popular demand. He's a singer-songwriter, born in France and based in New York City. Also an accomplished actor with Semi-Wise, also Angels and Demons and Syrian as well too. And we had him on the show talking about Look Up Botticelli as a single as he's looking to get in the singing. And of course the record has gotten a lot of good airplay, and he's been on Spotify, YouTube, SoundCloud, and all the streaming platforms as well too. And he's taken it to the next level with Being on the Rocks as a new release and be featuring We Are What We Are and more. And a quick update live, ladies and gentlemen, from the Plus Studios in beautiful downtown New York City, backed by popular demand, the singer, songwriter, born in France, based in New York City, and also the very multi-talented actor with On the Rocks. Ladies and gentlemen, backed by popular demand, Fritz Michel. Fritz, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for joining us once again.
I'm glad to be here, Mike. Thanks. That was a very kind introduction.
Well, it's great to have you on back as well, too. So you're a singer-songwriter born in France and based in New York City. You're also an accomplished actor with Semi-Wise, Angels and Demons, and Syrian and more as well, too. We talked about Look Out Botticelli, and you also had talked about how you got into acting, your venture from going from France to New York City, and you also have a new album On the Rocks as well, too. We'll talk about that. And before getting to all that, once again, Fritz,
That's right.
Again, very quickly, tell us how I got started.
Well, how I got started, I was born. I was born in France a long time ago, but it seems like yesterday. And grew up bilingual, and that's something I'm exploring on this new EP of mine. I've got one song, instrumental that I kind of plucked from my childhood, and it's a cover of Siffler sur la colline, which was a huge hit in France when I was growing up. My parents played it on repeat on the car stereo, and all these years later, I decided it would be a creative, instructive challenge to sing in French. Found that the Tremolos, late 60s British invasion band, had also covered it in English as Suddenly You Love Me. And weirdly enough, this Zai 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 tune has been done in at least 15 different, but this was all a long time. Excited to re-record my own spin on it, and that's one of the 5 songs that are on this new record of mine, along with 4 original compositions.
You also had Look Out Botticelli as well too,
So
and of course talk about that along with
that's
some of
right.
your other works. Yeah, and that made the charts pretty well as too.
Yes, for sure. And all of these songs, I just kind of continued. Last year, I put out 3 or 4 songs, and then decided it would be interesting to write some new songs and put, I was always curious as to, well, what's the difference between putting out singles and putting out a record per se, and especially in this streaming era, as you're very eloquent. It's a whole different ball game out there. I thought it was interesting as an artist to put a group of songs together that kind of told my own story, and that's what I'm trying to do here with this EP. So it's got On the Rocks, King of Corona, We Are What We Are, and the 2 versions out together in a group, and I think it
Okay.
tells my story as a singer-songwriter, and expands my horizons musically. I've worked with some different producers on it, some different musicians, and that's the kind of joy of being in the creative business like this, and I feel more than fortunate that people like to hear this stuff.
And we'll certainly talk more about your album On the Rocks as well, too. But first, listen to The Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com, powered by SonicWeb Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Look at a professional website without breaking your budget. SonicWeb Studios is the answer. SonicWeb Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show, get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, time to give official shout out to our official sponsor, the Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Mia Molson-Zia. If you love fast-paced mysteries, you'll love Missing by Mia Molson-Zia, available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing is fast-paced and intriguing with an unforgettable twist. Takes place in 4 countries, 2 strangers, 1 target, where truth is an illusion and those you love will be the first go missing. It's available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing by Mia Molson-Zia has garnered great reviews in Eve 11 endorsed by Howard celebrities, including Joanna Cassidy, Forbes Riley, and others. So grab your copy today for Goes Missing by Mia Molson-Zia, available on Amazon. Also, check out The Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com on over 40 podcast platforms, heard in over 100 countries, also on hamiltonradio.net, Oldies FM, Diamonds Radio, and a few networks coming soon. Take The Mike Wagner Show on any mobile device. Subscribe to The Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Follow The Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. And for great gift ideas, go to Amazon.com and check out The Mike Wagner Show podcast. And for more great gift ideas, go to Amazon.com/Mia Molson-Zia for great books, merchandise, and more. I'll support The Mike Wagner Show on Anchor FM, PayPal, themikewagnershow.com. You can buy me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com at The Mike Wagner Show. Make sure you do so today. We're here with singer-songwriter born in France, based in New York City, backed by popular demand, Fritz Michel here on The Mike Wagner Show. And your new release, On the Rocks, featuring We Are What We Are. And, what was the story behind with On the Rocks, and you want to get this out there? And, of course, come up with the title On the Rocks. Okay, Fritz, you there?
The title On the Rocks. Well, the
Yes.
title On the Rocks. Yeah, no, I'm there. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, yes.
Okay, I feel like my Wi-Fi is just dropping out here for a second. Okay, great. I'm just going to actually move to a slightly better spot, I think. You were asking. Sorry.
Okay, no problem. Yeah, you can just keep moving around here and tell us about your story being on the rocks.
Okay, great. Well, On the Rocks came about. Like I said, it's I'm putting this was kind of more, instead of releasing singles, I decided to put out a record with a that felt thematically that I could connect the dots really and tell a story with 5 songs that kind of intersected and intertwined together. I think that's the goal of any artist, is to try to take your experience and then hopefully turn it into something that listeners can relate to, because ultimately that's a dialogue that goes both ways, reader, writer, painter, viewer, musician, audience. So that's what I'm trying to do with these 5 songs here.
Okay. You also have that song We Are What We Are, also Suddenly
Yes.
Love Me. You also talked about the song in French as well, King of Corona, and also title track as well too. And tell us about those 4 songs and what inspired to write those.
Sure will. Well, I'm glad you gave me the opportunity to talk about it. We are what we are. I think it's particularly interesting. It's a song. I'll say it's a kind of a jazzy tune, and kind of speaks to. I used to play in jazz bands as a bass player, and I think I originally felt the strong structure from an old jazz song, and then kind of put words to that melody, and it also touches on my background as a movie and theater actor. So that's where I'm going with that story. It's a story about really the people you meet along the way, which is as a person in life and as a musician, I've always found that I've been most informed by the people that I've met. And going along with that song, I also made a video, which is a modern day riff on the Wizard of Oz, which you can see on YouTube, which also was somewhat inspired by my family story. My grandmother was a collector of America's children's literature and had some original artifacts related to the Wizard of Oz. And when we were coming up with the concept for the video, I shared them with the director. It turned out his wife was a huge fan of the Wizard of Oz, and wow, she directed all the choreography. So the video turns out as it were, because it fits with the song, is a modern day riff on the Wizard of Oz. You have the lion and the tin human and the scarecrow, and I'm in green makeup as the wizard, and you have Dorothy's red shoes in there. But we filmed it in New Jersey in February, but looked a little bit like Kansas. And that's where, I think, again, these stories intersect and intertwine, and that's the most interesting connection I'm looking for as an artist, is to connect your own story to your creative medium.
Mm-hmm. And what else can we expect from you in 2022 and beyond besides On the Rocks?
Besides On the Rocks, well, look, I'm looking forward to getting back to performing live. I also have a couple of new videos to go along with these songs, but I would urge everyone to go check out my music on Spotify and iTunes and Pandora and wherever you stream, because the 5 songs together really tell a story that's mine, and I like songs that I like. I try to write songs that I'd like to hear, so I think most listeners, if they give me a go, might like to hear it.
Mm-hmm. And certainly do as well too. And also, any plans on putting out an all French album? I guess that kind of just strikes my curiosity.
Yes, that's an interesting thing. Something? Yes, absolutely. I think it's one of the fascinating things about the modern world. And I was born in France. I grew up there speaking French. I spoke French before I spoke English. I went to all French schools through 4th grade, and spoke French with my parents and spoke English with my parents, French with my friends. So, and living in 2022, where you really have this opportunity to connect with audiences everywhere, really gave me this idea, which to try to sing and create music for a different audience than just an American audience. So that's where I'm going with this French music, which has been really fun to dive back into, because I've got to learn about the great French singers, songwriters, and rock and rollers of the period, the Johnny Hallyday, the Jeux Dassin, Claude François, Gainsbourg, all of these people that who are just an incredible part of the musical canon. So I feel very grateful for the opportunity to go kind of dig back into that and come back out of it with my own spin.
And also, how about some of your movies? Where can we find all your movies at?
Oh, gee. Well, my movies are, I haven't done as many recently, but I know Angels and Demons was just on Netflix recently. And, I did Syriana, which was with Jeffrey Wright, directed by Steve Gagan. And, I worked on ER when I was back in I lived in LA from 2001 to 2010. So I had a pretty extensive career, but acting, straight, and which informs my music. I played a lot of French character roles when I was there. I was always playing whether it was a French banker or a French waiter, or I had a bit of a niche doing that. So I thought, as I came into it with singer-songwriting, why not see if that showbiz niche could extend the same way, because it served me well as in the performing arts side on the other side.
Mm-hmm. And certainly do indeed. And once again, where can we find On the Rocks at?
On the Rocks will be streaming on it's on Spotify, it's on iTunes and Deezer and Tidal and Amazon and Google Play and YouTube Music and all those places. And you can also find out more about me at my website, which is youngallies.com.
Youngallies.com. Interesting. How'd you come
Yeah.
up with that instead of your name?
Exactly. Good question. Young Allies is my production company with my colleague Jim Barry, who directed the Look Out Botticelli Girl video. We've worked together. We came up together back in the NYU MFA film school program in the late '90s, and we were making movies. And Young Allies is a DC comic book property that has not been yet made into a major blockbuster. So I'm hanging on to the domain name, and I thought it actually serves our enterprise well because we're still young and still allies. So
That's
the Young
certainly
Allies.
that's certainly interesting too. Looking forward to what you have, Fritz. We're here with Fritz Michel, back
Thank
with
you.
On the Rocks here on the Mike Wagner Show. Fritz, a very big thank you for your time. It's great catching up with you as well. And make sure you keep us up to date, keep in touch, and everything else. You're always fantastic. Once again, tell us about your upcoming projects. What's your website? How do people contact? Where can people purchase or check out your music?
Well, you can find me on Instagram at Fritz the Cat 9. You can look me up at Facebook at Fritz Michel, and you can find me on my website at youngallies.com. That's Young Allies, like the DC comic book superheroes from the 1940s who were out to stop the world from evil domination. So Bucky, Toro, and the Torch were the original Young Allies. The Young Allies now are myself and the people who I work with.
That's so
Sheridan, Gavin Price, Jim Barry, all the colleagues who I make music and videos with.
We certainly do. So once again, Fritz, a very big thank you for your time. You're always amazing. Looking forward to having you soon. Make sure you keep us up to date, keep in touch. Love to have you back. We wish you all best. You definitely have a great future ahead of you.
Great. Thanks so much, Mike.